Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are going to break down a winning framework for your next B2B negotiation. We're talking everything from getting your head in the game to sealing the deal, giving you a crystal clear roadmap to success. So let's just get right to it. What is the secret to a successful negotiation? Is there some magic phrase, a secret handshake? It's the one question that pretty much everyone in business has asked themselves.
Well, here's the thing. It's not one single secret. Nope, it's something way more reliable, a strategic approach. Real success comes from having a solid checklist of points that all connect, building this powerful foundation. And to make it super easy to remember, we're going to break it down into a simple 3-part framework.
First step, Section 1, the right mindset. And this is so important because, honestly, your success is pretty much decided long before you ever walk into that room or hop on that call. It all begins with how you prepare internally.
Think of a strong mindset like a 3-legged stool. It's built on these 3 pillars. First, you've got knowledge. You have to know your product, your market, and your buyer inside and out. Second, attitude. You need to project confidence, but also a spirit of collaboration. And third, skill. You've got to communicate clearly and, just as important, listen effectively. If any one of those pillars is shaky, the whole thing can come crashing down. But while you're busy building up those 3 pillars, there are also 3 absolute negotiation killers that you have to actively avoid if you want to keep the conversation moving forward.
And here they are, the 3 C's you have to steer clear of: conflict, controversy, and criticism. Remember, the goal here is to build a partnership, not win a fight. Getting sucked into any of these just puts up walls. You want to keep the conversation constructive and focused on finding that all-important common ground.
Okay, so you've got the right mindset locked in. Now we can move into Section 2, structuring the core deal. This is where the rubber meets the road. We're getting to the very heart of the negotiation, defining the value, and hopefully finding that perfect win-win.
Now, when we talk about price, it is never, ever just a number. To get it right, you have to dig way deeper. What is the buyer's real interest here? What problem are they trying to solve? Once you understand their why, you can frame your price not as a cost, but as the exact solution they've been looking for.
And this right here, this is your superpower in a negotiation: flexibility. A rigid take-it-or-leave-it attitude is usually a deal breaker, but a flexible approach, being willing to make some moderate changes, that shifts the whole conversation from me to we. It's how you build a real partnership and find a solution that works for everyone.
And hey, a quick but really important note here. If you're dealing internationally, this whole deal structure gets a lot more complex. You absolutely have to factor in the specifics of export pricing. We're talking tariffs, shipping, currency exchange. It's a critical detail you just can't afford to overlook.
All right, you've established the mindset, you've structured the core deal, you're almost at the finish line, but don't start celebrating just yet. It's time for Section 3, nailing the logistics. Because you can have the best agreement in the world, but it's not really done until you've locked down all the little details that make it happen. Think of this as your final rapid-fire checklist. You've got to nail down the delivery terms, the Incoterms, so everyone knows who's responsible for what. Lock in the delivery schedule, specify the exact port of shipment, get all the paperwork agreed on, finalize how and when you're getting paid, detail any special packaging or handling needs, and finally arrange for a pre-shipping inspection. Getting these details right is what makes a deal go smoothly.
You've heard the saying a million times, right? The devil is in the details. Well, it's an old saying for a reason, because if you overlook even one of these logistical points, it can cause delays, add crazy costs, and totally ruin a good relationship. The details are where the deal truly comes to life. So there you have it, a complete framework for your next negotiation, from the mindset to the core deal to those final logistics. Being methodical, being prepared, that's your greatest asset. So the only question left is, are you just going to go make a sale, or are you going to build a real partnership? How you apply this framework will decide.